Miss Universe podcast.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Miss Universe podcast.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Miss Universe podcast.
Hello and welcome to my podcast. Yes, another day, another monkey, another circus coming to town. It's just- oh my goodness gracious, it's so hot here. Seriously, I think it's me cooking in my body, overheating. I'm having way too much fun. It's been a very weird recording session today because I do record three of my podcasts back to back, and I started this morning, updated the Audacity software, and somehow over the rainbow the software decided to crash a few times. Went into a very interesting conversation in regard of HR and basically. Running a company and how do you impact actually from leadership impact everybody, but be accountable, be authentic, and then talking about setting up the pace actually in regards of the tone for the day. You set up the tone for the day. We are accountable for our actions, and we need to step up to the plate. Then you drove a lawnmower into the mud to maybe have done something. Oh, that reminds me of a story actually. That's not about the mud. However, a very interesting story that unfortunately got that person fired. And that is the kind of things that accountability happened. And when that individual, when you're in corporate, you already receive a lot of emails, and some are phishing email. And those emails came up with fake links that basically will send you viruses and start to infect the network. And it happened, and that, I don't know, how many years ago was it? 5, 6 years ago? Yeah, 2018, 2019, something like that. I think so. Well, that individual never reported it, and a breach of security happened, and it was traced back to the laptop of that person, unfortunately, and that person got fired because they should have reported immediately to IT so they would not penetrate the network. That's called accountability on this one. And when we're looking at, when I'm looking at accountability is, I don't know, I grew up maybe, Gen X, always. The way or the highway, the hard way, is one of the things that we had was being authentic and integrity. A lot of people don't these days, which is unfortunate, and they will learn the hard way because every lesson we have to learn are happening for a reason, and we're not exempt to skip those life lessons. But integrity is also being able to evolve and get what we need to get done properly. Be accountable for the work we're doing. If you don't like your job, I always said you have a choice in life. If you outgrown your job, if you really do not like your job, look for another job. Look for something you're passionate about it, and look forward to do it. Or bring balance into your life. Maybe you got a job and you're afraid to leave. However, if you think about what can I do to bring more joy in my life, then start something on the side, start an activity, start something that will bring you the joy, and that will balance between the unbearable to go to work somewhere you don't like it, and it's not resolving. Maybe some people will say you're putting a band-aid, but I will not agree with this one. But it will bring you some balance in your life. I know people are I was accustomed to habits, but they have their own habits. They have their own routine. They don't want to change their routine. They don't want this. They don't want that. That is fine. It's your prerogative. But look at your integrity. Look at how you can bring the balance in your life. Because some days over the rainbow, it's not that easy, isn't it? Bring the awareness about where you are, who you are, and what you want to do. Even take a piece of paper, write it down. Or if you have your phone and you don't want to write down on a piece of paper, just write it down on your phone. The pros, the cons. What are you passionate about? What are you good at? What are your skill sets? It's interesting that people don't explore their skill sets. When I started in corporate, I started, well, there was Access Database. Yeah, the good old Access to learn. And Excel and everything else. And you got the evolution when Oracle came around and they started to have their own database, blah, blah, blah. So, very interestingly enough, you can really look at what you have learned and what skill set in your little toolbox you've got. You also can expose yourself to learn more skill set. It doesn't hurt to do that. I have done this a lot when it comes down to corporate because I felt that having the capability to embrace who I am is one thing. Learn what I'm capable to do, but learn from others. People on their job will teach you other things as well, which open an eye to discover what you can do. See, becoming somebody else's backup when you go on vacation or whatever the deal is. It's useful because it expands your skill set. We can put it on a resume. Think about how do you expand your knowledge when you have the capability to learn from other things. Putting, for me, was starting to put the pieces together on how a company works. And I started to observe every single one of them, what they were doing, what was the flow, how comprehensive it was, how cumbersome it was when every business unit work on their own, and it's like you go into a $1 billion company and it's like you don't even know who's what, where, how, and why not. Take some time and networking to get this done. But it helps a lot when you're looking at your skill set. What can you do? And why not studying a hobby? Why not studying something? I always said you don't need to be a billionaire to be studying a hobby. You don't need to be a billionaire to do some repair in your household. Things that are simple that can be done. Go on YouTube, run some of the stuff on YouTube that can help you to do it yourself. There is stuff I probably will not touch it personally, but there is other things I will do without any issues. So this is where you bring yourself to the next level. What can I do to bring more adrenaline, fun in my life? Is it gonna, same routine and I'm okay with that? Because routine is fine. I have no issue because your own free will, your own decision is yours. However, if you start to be resentful for people who are self-employed or have their own business and you feel like, well, they are lucky. No, it's the work that pays off. It's not the luck. When you live with your passion, things will evolve and change, and synchronicity will play a beautiful role into it. Now, it is your choice to decide, I'm going to be, I'm not going to do this, or blah, blah, blah. Whatever you're saying in your head that is negative. I like what I just said right now, blah, blah, blah. And it's Friday and I'm doing it on a Friday. Maybe I should change the date when I'm recording this podcast. It's the end of the week. Yay! But think about what you're saying to your own self. Are you saying I'm capable to do it and I can do it or not? I use the example of the colonel for KFC. For Pete's sake, people. The guy started in his 60s and it's a $1 billion company, KFC. They're everywhere, in Europe, here in Asia. Really? And the guy was 60 years old when he started that. Think about not adding limitation of what you can do. Yes, I know, Emma, you're crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I'm just me. You can break the glass ceiling you're in, your little cocoon where you think you feel safe, to do something exciting. You don't have to say, I'm going to quit my job because Emma says so. No, you don't. But you can start to experiment and explore what could you do on the side, okay? I have people, this young lady, I really love her, and her cookies were to die for, literally. Oh my goodness. Kylie was phenomenal. She stopped for some reason. I think she was being bullied at school, which was ridiculous. And she started her cookies, and she made, oh my god, she was so good. Her cookies was, as I said, to die for. I had it. I bought some for a birthday party, and I bought some for me. Very good. She was just an artist, literally. And her cookies, I never eat any cookies like that was that good. Seriously, and I eat a ton of cookies made. Not mine, because I suck at chocolate chip cookies. So don't ever ask me to cook one. I'm good at the oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Yes, I don't do the raisin. Or the few I did, and I sent it over Europe decades ago. I sent a full thing. And there was a fight over it, actually, I heard afterwards. But find your passion and go for it. There is people who like to knit. There is people who are good at fixing cars. There is people who are very good with woodwork and can do sculptures and stuff like that. Use your creativity. Like, I did something on one of the, and that's coming in few weeks. I don't have it. When is it coming? I release medication. I need to be on medication. I release meditations 3 times a week, at the same time my podcast as well. I do it on my YouTube channel. And one of them, I actually love it. I love this one. The picture, I'm going to actually draw that picture. I found it online. It's royalty free, which is awesome, from an artist who took a beautiful picture. And it's going to be, which one? When is this one? Oh, this one's going to be published in August 12th. So we got, I don't remember. I think by the time you're hearing this, I think it will be already out. It's the body and spatial awareness meditation, and that is the most beautiful, striking picture. Except I don't have my notepad where I do all of my drawings. It's all in storage after the fire. I think I have that. Yeah, it's in storage somewhere. So I don't have it with me, but I wanted to draw. It's like, I love drawings. I do drawings. All of my arts actually was saved by my beautiful friend from the restoration company, who did it out of her goodness of her heart without even charging. Just love her. Wonderful person that I befriended and really helped me to understand that during a fire, even with the thousands of gallons that were poured into the condo, it was Charlotte. Love Charlotte. She is such a beautiful person. Her name is Charlotte Red Owl, and one of the best person with the beautiful heart. But she was able to save and salvage every single piece of art I had. And I'm telling you, when they said he went and end up in water, holy crap. The advantage of it is I use pastel but dry. I don't use the oily pastel, because I can guarantee with the oil, I probably would not. I will have to do it bare naked, because, and in a room where there is no furniture or nothing, because I'm premature knowing myself, I will put it everywhere, knowing myself. So dry pastel, and with the water, the dry pastel turned even pretty good with dry pastel, because I use normally to seal pastel, I use hairspray. And I'm telling you, this is the $2 can of hairspray that we used in the 80s, the things that is full of chemicals. Then if you breathe, you might have cancer with that thing. That's my personal opinion, so don't sue me with that. But I use this to actually fix the pastel, sealed it. And when you find your passion, your skill set, then develop it. That's what I love. With age, it develops. When I used to draw when I was younger, and I don't have them with me, I realized then I basically never transferred the emotion into it. Never. Until I turned about when I was 18, 19, then I was starting to transfer when I was drawing the emotion into it. So when you're looking at all of the stuff that I have done through since I'm 18, then you can see and feel the emotion going through it. That's why I said, when you're mad, do not paint, do not draw, do not pick up your mic and then do a live on wisdom or a podcast. No, 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 no. You stay away from it. I think I told the story years ago in the kitchen. I redid the entire kitchen. I did it a couple of times. And one of them, I wanted some grapevine of some kind to go. And I wanted to do a nice mural behind the stove. And I don't know, I tried to do it. I did the grapevine on the opposite side, on the wall next to it. Beautiful, look gorgeous, loving, blah, blah, blah. Then that day, I wasn't in a good mood. Holy crap. I did do the wall. I did the mural. When I step back, I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. It was so bad. You could feel the negativity in there. I just covered it up and I said, that's not happening. And I waited. I started to laugh and I'm realizing, oh my God, Emma, you better not do it when you're mad. This is not a good way. Then I was able to do it another day, which looked just fine. But it's really letting you know when you grow into your art, when you grow into your skill sets. So it's the same if you're baking. Like I explained in a previous podcast, that infamous Tuesday when everything went wrong and I was cooking and baking and prepping things ahead, that when I saw on my phone say, your storage is full, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? How dare you phone to tell me that? And then I'm like, well, I don't give a crap about that. That's fine. And I changed from being triggered to, it's like, see, like if you have a grenade in your hand and you pull that little pin, pull the pin back in and relax. And that's exactly what I did, because if I did not, then I would have ruined the food I was prepping. That would have been burnt, that would have been this, that would have been that, and it did not at the end of the day. Thank God on this one. But it's bring the awareness. So learn what you like to do and don't be shy. I don't care what people think about my drawings. I don't care about, I do the meditation. I am inspired to do it. I follow my passion. Now, if people don't like it, well, you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to watch my art is not to be seen at this moment. So, but if it's in my house, if you don't like it, walk away, because I could care less what you got to think about it. This is not for you. This is for me. The drawing is for me. I have give and sent some pieces, and I relinquishedly, and I had a hard time to give it to people. But I would say that I wait and enjoy and see the growth and the evolution when you do have your skill set. So exploring what you're capable to do, go with a messy mind. I always said when I did my I went to the Harley Davidson and several months ago actually, and I took the lessons for riding the motorcycle. First of all, I had a lot to say on this one. However, I went with an open mind. I've been sitting in the back of motorcycle for several decades. Okay, so I love motorcycle. Now I wanted to be the rider, learning to do that. Never done that when I was a kid. Again, I explained that in a few podcasts or whatever, that when you grew up where I grew up, female they didn't have mopeds and stuff like that. I have not seen any girls having a moped. It's always been the guys. But I always had a passion for it. I always loved it. I always felt a sense of freedom. And I said, you know what? I want to learn on how to ride. Well, I did. And I did some mistakes and I screwed it up during that 3 days. But I learned what I had to learn. And I'm like, okay, you go messy. You don't have to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. We're always perfect for what we do. Even if we screwed it up, we're doing it perfectly. Like I said in a school, in a course that I am perfectly imperfect. And I am good with that. I have no issue with that. Because when you go messy, you lower down your expectation of failure, or, oh my God, I am I'm raising the bar so high, it's impossible for me to do anything, and I'm going to be extremely frustrated at the end of the day because I'm expecting to be perfect. If you go messy, then you're a better chance to learn something and be more at ease with it than if you set a high standard. I have high standard. When I work, when I do things, I deliver my projects, I deliver everything with high standard. This is what I do, this is who I am. However, when I'm learning my skill set, I go messy and I tell people, as I'm going messy, I know nothing, I'm going to learn. I am here to learn. And guess what? I learn faster when I have an open mind than a set of expectation and say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. No, no, no. I am learning. I am a student of life, and that's how it runs. So look at what you want to do, and instead than telling everybody what you want to do, just start to do it on the side, and if people discover, that's just fine. You don't have to give your powers away. Again, doing my meditation, well, I'm like, okay, universe, what do you want me to do? I wanted to do some of the recordings, and I had recordings. I wanted to do talks where people can see my face. I'm like, it's not working because my system decided to, okay, universe, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm not going to be pissed. I'm going to do something else different, and I'm modifying it until I figure it out to put it on my computer. I'm going to be recording on a computer, do whatever I want to do. But for now, I'm doing my meditation and I'm learning a bunch of stuff in the same times. And I'm recording them 3 times a week. I'm doing this. I'm preparing the album with Generosino. I'm just talked about it on my last podcast. I have 6 recording done. I'm going to do 7 more. And we're putting into an album and a package for people to get it and utilize it. So here's the deal. At the end of the day, you go messy. At the end of the day, you follow your passion. Passion brings to love. Love brings to positive energy and really show you are able and capable to be who you're meant to be. And that's what it is. So what are your passions? And instead than be worried what everybody thinks, who gives a crap? Seriously, if every single time I had to do that, and as a kid, I don't know why, I had a rebellious side of me that just said, I was super shy, but I didn't give a crap what people would say. Like I said, that lady, that old teacher who, I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even ranting about it, but that's a great story to show you your determination. And people, oh, you're courageous. Well, you need to strap up on your boots on, strap up and just do it. Seriously, like the commercial. There was Florence Joyner who was on the top. I remember that because I was so in love with that picture. Nike had some freaking great pictures in the 80s. And one of them, I had that poster of Florence Joyner who was, they put her in a helicopter, dropped her on the top of one, and she was in what? Now I'm having a senile moment in a Grand Canyon, and she was on the top of one of those big tall rocks. When I said she would have do one more move, she would have probably fall off from it. But the picture was stunning. And the only thing was said, just do it. You know what? I took that motto and I said, just do it. I have been doing it, and it scared the crap out of me on a lot of things I have done. But you know what? If you don't take the risk and don't do it for your own self, the intent is for you. It's not to, well, I'm going to stick it in somebody else's face. I could care less. I don't care of the people who have no highest good for me. I could care less of the detractors. I could care less of who's puking venom because I am not that interested. Okay? If you are not here for your highest good or have something positive to say, just walk away because I don't care. Not my monkey, not my circus. However, I will live my passions. I will do what I love to do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my podcast. I'm doing now the meditations. I'm doing the blogs. I'm doing a lot of things that I love to do because I'm passionate about it. So do the same for you. What are you passionate about it? Do you want to write a blog? Do you want to write a novel? In this time and age, we got so many things we can utilize. Like you can self-publish yourself on Amazon. You can self-publish yourself in others. There's others on Amazon that will help you to self-publish. You don't have to go to a publishing house either, like you used to in the old days. You send your manuscript and you pray to God, then that will work. And you send it to 200 people and they blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. Now you can self-publish yourself. Why not? There is so much possibilities we can do, and it doesn't matter how old you are, because in my book, I don't give a crap. If you're 60, 70 years old, or 80 years old, if you want to start your own business, go for it. If you want to start your own little skill set and you want to start your own hobbies, go for it. Who cares what everybody has to say? Because at the end of the day, on your deathbed, you will have no regrets because you will have done things that most people that are your highest critics will not be able to do. The people who critics you are the people who cannot do things because they're afraid. Okay? Afraid that somebody's going to criticize them. Afraid that I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be successful. Afraid to step into the unknown and do something. And to me, well, when, like I always said, when I was a kid, you don't tell me what to do because I will pass if I want to pass. I will pass. I will do things that people have tried to block me for years and years and years and years. It doesn't matter. Good luck for blocking me because this is not happening. So have the passion of what you want to do. And again, you don't have to start big. Like I said to people, you don't have to start big. Just start a little bit. Like I gave to that lady, that's what they really got me going and on fire was the people who were that I met in the past. And I had one lady that really stuck with me on this one is the fact that she had such a passion in her voice about wanting to write romance novel. You could see it in her voice. You could see it in her how much love she wanted to do this. But she had a fear. And she was envious because I had a podcast, because I was writing blogs. And I looked at her and I didn't like it because I don't like when people envy you. Don't envy me, just do it. And I had to talk to her and I said, okay, I'm going to give you a couple of solutions here. I'm not going to charge you. Why don't you start with a fake name and get on, create like at Square or whatever, a quick website, and you start to do your blogs. And then if you really are interested, then you can self-publish your name, yourself under a pseudonym, under an alias, which will help you. Those are simple things. She was just afraid how her husband would think. I said, you know what, honey? If you're making millions of dollars on some romance novel, everybody's going to buy it. Your husband will be more than happy and blessed to have you in his life than anything else. Okay? You don't have to advertise what you're doing. You can lay low, leave your passion. There is people who do that every single time. For the love of God, how many people have aliases and publish books that nobody knows, and later on, oh well, that was my alias, and they make big ton of money. Oh, they are becoming bestsellers, blah blah blah. That's the same thing, okay? People who baking and people love their pies and everything. Well, you can sell your pies, okay? I told that to somebody actually many years ago, and that girl did it for free, and I'm like, I almost died. That was so good. She had an apple pie, holy crapola. And she was baking and baking and baking. And I told her, I said, if you're selling it for $12, I will buy it for $12. I said, think about it. But think about what you're capable to do. And just live your passion. And you know what? You don't have to pass by your mate. Don't pass by your mate. Don't have to advertise it. Because, yes, people are going to criticize you. And as I said, people will laugh at your face, or people who are afraid. Because you're stepping up into something that they're afraid of. You're breaking the glass ceiling that is blocking you to do what you want to do. Again, those passions going to bring balance into your life. Oh, my goodness. I realized that when I was at working for, what was it? Corn Ferries, when I was talking to my boss, Igor, and he was asking me, oh, so what are you going to do this weekend? And I'm like, I'm giving the list. Oh, yes, I have to record my 3 podcasts. And oh, yeah, I have to finish my chapter that I'm writing for that book that's going for charity. And as I was saying that, his eyes starting to open like wide, like, holy crap, his jaw dropped. And I'm looking at him, I was laughing. And when I left, I'm like, holy crap, Emma, you're doing all of this. And that's awesome, because I did not do the inventory of what I was doing. Because I don't, for me, I'm doing it, but I did not appreciate it, what I was doing. And I'm like, holy crap, Emma, yeah, that's interesting. And I was waiting. I was writing an article, actually. It wasn't finished, but the book was finished. The chapter for the book was finished, and they were publishing it that week, actually. And I was writing an article for magazines. Yes, that's what I was doing. Something like that. But it was amazing because, you're doing your real job. You're doing, you're doing your senior analyst job and your operation. You're doing this totally different of what you got. And in the same time, talking about it was just like, whoa, I got balance. I'm loving what I'm doing, because I was smiling and I was like, yeah, I was super excited. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and that. So basically, I was working 7 days a week because I was living my passion on weekends and during the week doing my work. But it's nice to realize what you can do and how much balance and joy this brings you. So think about what you can do. Oh my goodness, 30 minutes talking. See, this is the best one of the week. You gotta wait the last one of the week to be awesome on a podcast. I love this one. But seriously, think about your passions. Think about what you want to do. And again, it doesn't matter. Oh well, they're 18, they can do it. Who gives a crap how old you are? Start at any given age. Seriously, I'm tired of people and who want to segment everything. Okay, when you're 18 to 25, you can start your business and fail and blah blah blah. But when you're 30, now you should be doing this. And then you're 40, I'm like, let's stop all of the boxing here. Break all of the glass ceilings and walls and just be who you're meant to be. And if your business gonna be successful at age 55, and it's gonna be successful at age 55, if it's supposed to be at the age of 18, can be able to do it at the age of 18. There is no limit for what you want to do. So keep your work and work on something on the side that will bring you the joy and the love you've got. That, to me, is the most essential thing you will ever do for yourself. Think about that. So this was our podcast for today. Oh my goodness, 32 minutes of that. Oh, that's awesome. And this is not ranting, people. This is just to inspire you, because again, I describe what I do, not to flaunt it in somebody else's faces, because I have no care to flaunt it in somebody else's faces. But it's just to show you what you can do in your life that really will empower you, because at the end of the day, you're the one who live in your own shoes. I don't, and I'm not planning on living in your own shoes. I don't need somebody to envy me. I want somebody to be inspired and said, you know what, if Emma can do it, so can I. That to me is more interesting, because you're going to push yourself. I am my worst own challenge, not enemy, challenge. Why? Because I am pushing myself. I'm my own competitor. I'm not looking at anybody else's what they do, because I am unique. You are unique. You cannot compare apple and oranges. The problem is people try to pin everybody against everybody. We all bring something slightly different to the table. I don't care who you are. And I give example again. I'm going to talk about food again. It's like, Emma, we're sick and tired of the food. Take 3 people, give them the same recipes, same ingredient. They are going to be different. They're going to test them differently, because everybody is going to cook a different way. It's not going to be the same. You need to understand that. And that's what we do every day. So I'd rather have people be inspired and say, you know what, I like what she's saying, and I would rather start my own thing on the side, explore who I am, really bring myself into balance and equilibrium, than have an envy on how else she's doing it. Who cares? I am, I don't know, maybe it's the age, maybe it's the phase where I'm at, because I don't give a crap. If people are billionaire and spending their money lavishly, good for them. Then having people puking, well, they earn their damn money, so leave them alone. Focus on your own self. Mind your own business. All right. When you start to mind your own business, do you know how much transformation and thing you get done in your own life? A lot. And you don't spend your time puking on everybody else's. Jealousy for me has never been part of who I am. And a lot of people are envious and jealous because of their ego. Focus on the step you can do to do something good for yourself. Discover who you are, because trust me, the biggest project you will ever have in your life is you. Nobody else's. You are your biggest project. So focus on that. Remove all of the distraction and just take the time to sit down and say, what are my skill sets? If you don't know, then start to explore it. You will be surprised. Seriously? That lady, I forgot, Diomola? I think that was her last name. I don't remember. She passed away many years ago, so it doesn't change. She told me I was ready to be recycled because she couldn't help me because I was hopeless. Basically, I would have listened to her today. Oh boy, I would not be where I'm at. But I did not care because I knew then I wasn't destined to stay where I was, and I had something else bigger to do than what she was telling me. I never believed her. I write. Who would believe I write? Which is hilarious because people are telling me, well, you write like you speak. Well, yes, I do when I needed to, because I speak. When I was a kid, I decided to stop and speak with images. Believe it or not. And people are surprised because, oh, she speaks with images? Yes. Because I found it boring to speak with talking regularly. So I like to have images when I'm speaking. Like I said, my monkey, my circus. So you see a monkey, a circus. You're going to remember that. You're going to remember me with the way I speak. Yes, I do it in purpose. I did it since a kid. No, I can take an email and write you an entire contract without any images in there. I can write you some very direct email when I needed to. I can write my blogs if I needed to. But again, it is my own style. Okay? So learning that people want to put limitation on you, you have two things. Or you drink the Kool-Aid, or you say, no, thank you, I pass. Have a nice day. I got mocked enough. Even my own family was laughing at me, and I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm published. I could go around with a session and I said I'm a published author. What about you? I have done things that surprised Mommy Dearest, that she could not believe it. Why? Because I never put a limitation on myself. Well, except for electricity, because we're going to leave the electrical to the electrician. But for the rest, we're good. So think about yourself. What kind of limitation do you put on yourself? Seriously. Be honest with yourself. Be authentic. Be true to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Don't put your head into the sand and say, I don't know, I'm going to ignore it. No. Push this into it and see what's going to happen. I said I didn't put any limitation. I'm having fun. I'm doing a lot of things that I put my thoughts into it a few years ago, and it's happening right now. And I'm like, holy crap. Okay, well, if this is happening, what else is happening? But think about what you can do. And again, the sky is the limit. Ask and you shall receive. Watch out for what you're asking for too, because when that arrives. It doesn't go sideways. It goes straight in front of you. But think about it and see yourself as limitless, and not for 5 minutes. Again, a lot of people, that's why I'm doing meditation as well, and I'm recording them for people to hear them on a daily basis, like the one that I did, the daily one. Use it every day. I'm going to do one for blockage and stuff like that, but if I did not do it, I don't remember if I did or not. I've done so many, I don't even remember. But look at your limitations and work towards to change the way you talk to yourself. I am limitless. That's it. I expect. What do you expect? Fill out the blank. I expect to fill out the blank. And that's what you're asking. You're expecting something. I'm expecting lavish abundance. I'm expecting contracts. I'm expecting, recording an album. I'm expecting to release a full album. I'm expecting. What are you expecting? But I am limitless. That's all. I am not putting a cap on me. And a lot of people are attempting, have tried, miserably failed. Had to explain to them, you do not put a cap on me. You don't put a limitation on me. I want to learn a lot of things, and I have a lot of knowledge because I never put a limitation on me or a cap, expecting, oh, I will know and do this and that. No, 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 that is not how it works here. So do the same with yourself, okay? Don't put a cap, don't put a limitation. And if you have to repeat first thing in the morning and before you fall asleep, I am limitless. One word. No, 3. Just like, I am limitless. You will see the surprise and things gonna be changing in your life because you're claiming you are limitless. And guess what? You are breaking all of the blockage, all of those glass ceilings that got put on the top of you to block you. So, okay, guys, that was the podcast for today. We're like 40 minutes into it. I'm like, Emma could talk for hours on this one. I'm inspired. I'm kind of... this one will be the catch-up for the week. This one is the best one for the week. No, I am not gonna destroy the other two. This one is the best one of the week, and I love it. But you have to think about yourself, and you are limitless, guys. You are, and you better to believe it. Otherwise, I'm going to remind it to you. Oh, remind you? I remind it to you. No, remind you. Oh my goodness gracious. I need more water. Yeah, that's what I need. So, all my love, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.
Where do we go from here?
Emma's Universe Podcast.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Emma's Universe Podcast. Emma's Universe Podcast.